welcome to Icewind Dale. You do things in an icy place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have people introduce themselves one by one, and then we're gonna say your intros, do a little intro, and then they're gonna hop right into it. Before that, since you're all from Icewind Dale, it's really easy for me to tell you guys some background. Icewind Dale wasn't always completely, its name is Icewind Dale, so you'd think it'd always be cold, but it's not normally minus 49 degrees Fahrenheit on your normal day. A certain amount of years ago, a chill swept over the land, which plunged Icewind Dale into eternal dusk and nighttime. So there is no daytime in Icewind Dale, and in eternal winter. Shortly after it happened, people found out that the being that did it is Oriel, the Frostmaiden, a demigod of sorts.
Was she cute?
You would know that she has multiple forms. Do you find a humanoid owlbear-looking hybrid cute?
If I had rolled a bard, maybe.
She essentially cast a spell to keep this land in eternal darkness and dusk. Over time, people adjusted to the best of their abilities. Icewind Dale is always pretty cold, and because of that, it can be a little bit hard to adjust for some of the outlying towns, but at least some of the bigger ones like Bryn Shandir have adjusted okay to it. No one likes it. It's not like anyone's adjusted to the point where they enjoy it. Everyone hates it, but they get along the way they do. You would also know a pretty big thing. When all of this stuff happened, and a little bit afterwards, the people of the 10 towns are in a continuous attempt to appease Ariel and hopefully stop the winter. And the way they do this is every town has a specific kind of sacrifice. Some of the smaller towns sacrifice food for a night. What happens is they take a day's catch and they put it out for the Yetis and the different saber-toothed tigers to eat, and that's their sacrifice of food to Oriel. Smaller towns that can't give up food sacrifice warmth. So for an entire night, they shut off everything and they just kind of bundle up and hope to survive the night. In the largest town, specifically Bryn Shandir, East Haven, and Targos, all hold lotteries the afternoon before the new moon. And the unlucky person that's name is drawn is sacrificed, put out in the middle of the cold and sacrificed to Oriel. That's kind of become a norm in the Icewind Dale as it is. And people kind of go on living. I'm sure they'd like better, but a lot of people just don't think they have the power to deal with a demigod. So they just make the best that they can. Icewind Dale has become trapped in perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Oriel the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as the 10 Towns, which you guys all come from, or have lived in for a long period of time. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in their never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town is resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. And here's where we start. So first, Bins. Describe yourself.
Spins is a cook or chef from Baldur's Gate who's traveled north. He looks like a snow leopard. At least just has a cloak, has a spatula and a spoon with him at all times.
The night before all of this happened, you received a letter, and it read, actually everyone received this letter, but it's the night before we started. We both seek to end this wretched winter. If you have the conviction, meet my contact in Bryn Shandir at the Northlook Tavern on the 3rd day of Midsummer. And the initial is V.
All right,
That's
so
crazy.
I have till
How fortunate
tomorrow.
it is.
So
Exactly.
I'm up here. So I'm gonna take the day just to settle up my shop at Thins and Dins,
Oh,
local cuisine done right.
and we'll
So
say
I'm
you
gonna-
have. We'll say it was the first of midsummer that everyone got this letter. That way we all can travel. I just realized that you probably couldn't make it to Bryn Shander in a day, so yeah, that would be a bit much.
So I'll take the first to handle things at the shop, get everything set up for my absence.
You have an
And,
assistant or anything, or are you just like alone? Is it like a small shop? Describe
It's like a
describe Bins and
small
Dins.
shop. Bins and Dins. It's just local cuisine done right. What can
Okay,
I say? It's just
that's
a
it. Yeah,
small shop, open from dusk till dawn,
which is now dusk till
and
dusk.
dusk to dusk. And we have yeah, I have an assistant with me.
Okay.
Someone that runs the front.
So, next we will do Vice.
Whoa, he was just here and then he got thrown away.
Vice, tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Vice, and I don't know that you guys would know too much about me before we actually become friends.
So what would we
Um,
know?
Who said anything about friends?
Well, I'm adventuring
Your
companions,
enemies.
but I'm from a small town. I'm generally a bit dirty, typical goblin, kind of just hasn't had a bath in a while.
Wow.
I'm in ragged clothes, but I'm very witty, which is something that I use to my advantage. I have a rapier at my side, and I'm always kind of in the shadows, or like I wouldn't walk like straight down the street. I would kind of, be on the side looking at things and watching people around me.
Gotcha. Well, you would also receive such letter.
I see this, and I guess I would immediately look for any thieves' cant or any hidden message in there.
There is no thieves' cant. This does not seem to have been written by someone that can do that. Oh, you're trying to sneak with a caravan, one of the few caravans that are making their way to Bryn Shander, all the way from Lonely Wood. And as you're sneaking on to one of the sleds, the sled driver just holds out his hand at you and stops you and is like, "That'll be 1 gold."
I'd like to pretend like I'm feeling around as if I can't really see,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna turn back to him and say, "Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get to I'm trying to get into town so I can buy some more glasses. Pardon me."
Do a deception check.
I am not as good at those, but I may roll higher.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was great. Okay. Let's see. I'll take 5 silver and I'll give it back to you when we get into town. I don't want you only going halfway and trying to bum a ride.
That would be that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Your generosity astounds me.
I
That was
wouldn't
said more
go.
sincere than I said.
That's a little bit. Oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but thank you.
I'm for. Well, how am I? I wouldn't be able to get there by myself.
It's okay.
So
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't do compliments well.
I can tell.
So you
sorry
just
for
give
you.
me the 5 silver and and I'll give it back to you when we get to Britain. This will be fine.
That's back to a full
You don't have to talk anymore.
Yeah, I would hitch a ride with that dude as we dog sledded our way down. And I would not speak to him unless he started the conversation. I would keep to myself.
Tell us a little bit about Aionar.
Aionar is a 7-foot-tall brass dragonborn.
Ooh.
He has some of the notable characteristics of him is he's kind of always playing with a ball of fire, but in kind of like a fidget toy kind of way, just like not even really thinking about it.
Does he have a fire fidget spinner?
Kind of. Using control flames and produce flame, the combination of those 2 spells. So that's a pretty common sight. He is wearing a vambrace made out of holly, and whenever he is casting a fire-related spell, the holly starts to smolder and burn, and then after it is done, it immediately grows back.
He also receives that letter this day.
And I burn it. No, I'm just
Okay. He's out.
I'm dead.
Make a new character. I mean, you're a nomad, so I highly doubt that you have any family or anything to talk with here. At least they might be back somewhere else, but
Yeah, I would be interested in following through on that just because ice is the opposing force of fire, and as a brass dragon, I would like it to not be winter all the time.
And last but not least, Ralgar.
So we actually grew up together in the area. He actually helped me forge a little bit of paperwork in Goodmead, and I enlisted when I was 12. Bugbear's grow incredibly fast. So
I was to say, I don't know if that's actually young.
I'm 16 now, and I'm 300 pounds and
Damn.
7 feet tall.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I'm 17 and 7 feet tall and almost 300 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Bunch of teenagers.
High five.
I'm a goblin.
Yeah, so we've actually been enlisted around the area and kind of fighting as 10-town soldiers and keeping the peace. We've been stationed out of Goodmead, but had just kind of completed a bit of a circuit and came back to this note summoning us to Bryn Shander.
Let's paint a picture. What we got?
How many are there?
So I wrote down eyes, beady and black, hair, shaggy as fuck, and skin color. I wrote color of pitch, where visible, which is actually basically nowhere. I'm basically covered head to toe in fur. I actually kind of look a little bit like a scarecrow with the leather jerkin on.
You guys all make your way to Bryn Shander. The first one there was Bins. First, so Bryn Shander. It's a lovely town. It's the biggest town of 10 towns. Everyone would know that it is the most visited town as well because it is the first town that anyone would stop at if they came through the icy paths of Icewind Dale. It is known as a bit of an adventurer trap. There's a lot of different places to potentially buy gear. Not always the best quality, pretty much just being made to be sold. But there is, because it's a bit of an adventure trap, it actually does also have some pretty decent inns. Those are good quality. The one of note near the North Gate, the House of the Morning Lord, which is a temple that is a shrine to one of the god of the sun, and specifically for shops, the Black Iron Blades. That's really the place that's known for its somewhat shoddy quality stuff, but they make stuff en masse. They make a lot of different cold weather gear, ice picks, different blades of forms as well, and it's all cheap, super cheap.
Is there any sort of open market, like a fresh market?
Pretty much in the area where the Black Iron Blades are, that's just one big old market. So you make your way through.
Looking for some cuisine.
Sure. You make your
next month's tacos, you know?
Sure. You make your way through, and partway there, you notice that there is an old lady beggar on the side of the road, and she holds out a mug and says, "Coins for the poor."
I'm gonna give her coin, and then before I leave, though, like with that coin, you should really look into feeding yourself. And I give her one of my cookbooks.
Thank you so much. I'll make my way to the local tavern as soon as I get a chance. Gold, honestly, I mean, this is enough to feed me for weeks. One whole gold. Thank you so much.
And if you're ever in Tourmaline, you know, maybe I'll catch you at Bins and Inns. We have some local cuisine done right. And then with
thank
that,
you very
I'll keep
much.
going.
Thank you very much. How's things going in Tourmaline, by the way?
Now, things aren't doing as well as they should be, and that's why I'm here. And with that, I will continue walking.
Okay, thank you. Next, Vice's caravan now reaches the North Gate. The guard looks at you and is like, thank you for being a respectful, I don't know, groupie is really not the word. I'm terrible with words as well. Just thanks. And here's your 5 silver back. Honestly, this has been a little bit embarrassing. Hopefully we don't meet again anytime soon. And he just walks away.
I look around for any type of Would I know anything about like the rogue population here? Like,
You know that there's it's not a crazy criminal place, but there is definitely some criminal things happening in Bryn Shandir.
I would look around for some thieves' cant or something, saying like where you could maybe buy information or where gambling happens typically.
So you would see some thieves' cant on the wall that says the writing to the normal eye is best prices at the Yeti meat stall, and in thieves' cant it actually says if you want to get some extra information, head on to the back alley behind House of the Morning Lord. And then you would see what?
Yeah, go ahead. No, what do I see?
Then you would see another one that says find the best fruit you possibly could at the stall in the center of Bryn Shandir. And in Thieves' Cant, it would actually be saying, don't ever buy anything from Black Iron Blades if you want it to last.
I think I would slink my way over to that place where I could get information, the chapel or...
Sure, the House of the Morning Lord.
Yeah, the House of the Morning
The
Lord.
Shrine of Ammonator. Ammonator. We're gonna go with Terminator. So you make your way to the back alley of the House of the Morning Lord, and you see a couple people in cloaks just having a chit chat. And the second, or actually, how are you approaching them?
What's the situation like? Does
it looks like a good place until you turn into that alley, and then there's just like a few people having a discussion in cloaks.
I'm not trying to sneak up on them. I'd be walking in like slowly and like I should be here, like an air of confidence that I've come to the right place.
Sure.
But I'm moving quietly. I wouldn't want to draw attention to myself from other people. So
Gotcha.
I'm trying to stealth by normal people's standards.
Right, and that's fine. You're able to get past the normal people. They don't like look at you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be inconspicuous and not get attacked.
But as you walk into the alley confidently, the three that are having a discussion stop their discussion, and the tallest one out of the three looks at you and is like, "What's up, friend? What you doing back here? Lose your way?"
In Thieves' Camp, I reply to him in, we'll say, normal camp. Yeah, can you tell me where the nearest lens master is? And in Thieves' Camp, I say, I read that I might be able to get some information.
In normal language, you'd be like, "No lens master here. Not back in this alley." And then in Thieves' Camp, you'd be like, "How much you want to pay? And what do you want to know?"
I would reply back with, "Oh, I know not in the alley, but like where in town? I'm new here." And in Thieves' Camp, I show him my letter and I ask who V is. And I say, "How much is that worth?"
In a response, he says, "Oh yeah, just go to the center of town to the shops." And in Thieves' Cant, he says, "1 gold, and I can tell you everything you want to know."
I respond with, thanks for the help. I'll definitely go to town, and I'm trying to think of a way to pay him a gold.
There's not a lot of people other than those three people are the main people in this alley. So
I'm just gonna flick him a coin and say, and just not really pay any mind to the fact that I just did that or mention it.
He pulls it. He gets it out of the air, puts it in his pocket, and just without any Thieves' Cant is like, "Know nothing about it. Have a great day." And then they start walking in the other direction. So next we will go to Aionar. So you enter into the north gate by yourself, a nomad. Honestly, the fact that you're completely by yourself, the guards do look a little bit impressed that there's just a lone Dragonborn coming in. Normally they see people in groups, but they also see some nomads, but they look a little bit impressed. They're like, "Oh, how the hell did he survive that winter by himself?" Good for him.
I know how to keep myself warm.
You do.
I would go in search of some root vegetables.
There's a shop right next to a wolf meat vendor who is currently selling a center cut to a cat, a Tabaxi. There's a root vegetable shop selling rutabagas, carrots, and potatoes. Root vegetables here for anyone that would like it. I got it's about a silver.
I'll take
Okay,
2 each.
sure. There you go. It'll be 2 silver. Well, 3 silver because you said 2 of each. Because there's 3 kinds. What brings you here to Bryn Shandir?
I just needed to stock up on supplies. I've been out in the wilderness for a while and needed to get some rest, get some food. Just passing through.
That's good. That's good to see people still walking around. A lot of people have kind of settled in on their own towns these days because of the biting cold, but got a neat little fire trick there. I see. That's great. Must keep you warm.
It definitely helps.
Okay, here you go. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Then Ralgar. Ralgar. You're next. What would you like to do as you enter the town?
Is it the second or the third?
This would be the 3rd of
Be the
midsummer.
third. How late in the day?
It is probably a midday, which there's no sun, but just by the feel of having had this happen for 2 years, you're able to kind of guess. It would be midday.
So I got a little bit of time to kill. I would then like to probably get my halberd sharpened.
The black iron blades blacksmith is the most prominent one of all of them. Aionar, on your way back to the tavern, you come across a homeless person. Holds out a mug. Any money for the poor, please? You see that there is already some money in there. A gold piece to be specific.
What are you, how much are you looking to get? It looks like you have a lot there.
Maybe just
already.
another silver or 2. I'd rather have a hard time making money myself. This will hold off for a week, but then in a week I'll probably be back on the streets. So anything will help in the long run.
Really need to pull yourself up by the boot. No, I'm just kidding. How long have you been doing this for?
On and off since the start of the forever winters.
It's a long time.
2 years is a long time indeed.
I will give them 2 silver.
Thank you. Every little bit counts. What may I always like to ask? What brings you to Bryn Shandir? Such a noble person as you.
Passing through, getting supplies. I've been out in the wilds for a while, and
Oh,
you need a place to rest.
it makes nomadic type. That's good. Good that you're able to hold your own out there. It's a scary place. Well, thank you so much.
It is. You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too.
One thing's for sure, Aionar just made a friend for life.
Yep.
So you make your way back to the inn. We have Ralgar. In the distance, Ralgar, you see a Dragonborn walking off after a small conversation, and the same homeless person holds a cup. Any money for the poor? Anything I can get you? Any money you can give will help me get provisions for as long as possible.
You're having a hard time, aren't you?
It's packed in here these days. Everyone's living in the towns. There's no houses for anyone to live in unless you have exuberant amounts of money. Hard to find a job.
As you can see, I'm a soldier, and it is my duty to make sure that people taken care of as best I can.
I'd
Tell
appreciate
you what,
anything.
come to the inn that I'm staying at with me, and I'll buy you dinner and a round of drinks.
Sure, that sounds great.
Because nobody should have to eat food here without washing it down without a nail.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I appreciate that 100%. You going right now?
Yeah, you want to walk with me?
Great. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Ralgar.
Oh, it's a good name. Good name. Name is Meldora. Nice to meet you.
Meldora, very nice to meet you. I'll shake his hand.
Her.
Her hand.
Yeah. What brings you out to British End there? Just doing the normal rounds?
Yeah, doing the rounds is.
Okay, so everyone makes their way
Limited
to the North Look Tavern. It is an establishment that is most frequented by mercenaries and adventurers.
I don't know. I just figured if she came with me,
can
she
get-
could at least get out of the cold for a bit.
From what you would know is it can get a bit rowdy in there just because of the mercenaries and adventurers that are there, but just with the occasional fight will break out. People do respect the proprietor of the inn, Scram Sacks, a human male. He's got gray hair, a long mustache, long beard, scars across his face that looks like an owlbear claw. Essentially came from upper left all the way down to lower right. His left eye, because of that, is actually a glass eye. He's older in age. You can tell from the gray hair, and also like he's not near as he doesn't have a lot of muscle mass. He's definitely more on the slimmer side, and he walks with a limp in his right leg. He does have a lot of respect, though, so people will break out with the occasional fight, but if Scramsack says break it up, they break it up. He also has mounted on the wall a big old knucklehead trout called Old Bitey that occasionally sings when people walk by him with a little spell attached to it. So yeah, each of you would make your way to the inn. It would be
I hate you
Bin's.
so much, Spike, but I love you.
This is actually written.
Is it really?
Yeah. It would be Bin's, Aionar, then you'd have Ralgar, and then Vice would all make their way to the inn at a different time, or pretty close to each other. As Bin's walks in the door as the first one, the one of the waitresses sees Bin's and he's like, "Oh my God, that's Bin's! He has the cookbook. Bin's, hello! I just got your cookbook yesterday."
Have you cooked anything?
Yes, I have. I've tried the knuckleball. It was one of the best ways I've ever made knucklehead trout, not gonna lie.
You
I'm
need to try the fire and ice salmon next.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Best cookbook I've ever had. It's the only cookbook I've ever had, but it's still the best.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I could get back into that kitchen right now?
Back into the kitchen? Oh, I don't think you'd want to. Like, I respect you, but I wouldn't step on the chef's toes like that. He wouldn't be super happy. And when he's not happy, Scramsax isn't happy, and then the whole place goes to hell.
Tell him I got a fresh center cut for him.
Fresh center cut. Okay, I'll give it a shot. And she walks in the back, and you just hear, "Hey, this person has a fresh center cut for you." And he's like, "Hey, who is it?" It's Bin's. It's like, that guy, we had one cookbook and he thinks he's the best cook on the entirety of the 10 towns. Never let him back in my kitchen ever. And she comes out and is like, "You don't want to go back there. I can take it back to him though if you'd like."
Take it back to him.
Okay.
I'm sure no one else heard him.
She takes it back. All you hear is, "Who's this from?" And it's like, "Oh, just some random person. Don't worry about it." And it's like, "Okay."
I'm gonna go grab a seat at a table.
Sure.
You need a hug?
No, I'm fine. Cookbook's doing great. Would you like one?
Okay. Aionar and Ralgar would actually arrive at pretty much the same time. You'd actually meet at the door. So as one of you is Aionar's about to go, and you actually see Ralgar is coming down the other street and about to go in the door at the same time. Ralgar has the beggar that you also gave money to. And the beggar points out, this guy gave me a couple silver. It's a great guy. You should buy him around too. We can all have some food together. Best Dragonborn I know.
Hey, I'm Ralgar. I'm escorting this lovely young lady here to get some dinner. You want to join? Seems like you already know each other.
Okay, then it's
Sorry,
settled.
To me?
So as you guys step in, you see it's a pretty busy tavern, and she does point. She's like, "Oh, oh my God, that's the Tabaxi that gave me a gold. Let's go sit." And he looks at Ralgar. Put it on the soldier tab. We should get him some food too. Did a great job. Great Tabaxi.
Ah, you've been looking through the cookbook, I see.
I don't have the money to buy cookbooks. I did.
No, I gave you one.
Oh, that's right. My memory is not too fantastic.
Sorry, I've already pawned it for food. Turns out it's easier to sell the book for
It
food
is.
than cook
I mean,
the
I've been looking
recipes.
through it, but it's hard to cook a meal when you don't have a kitchen. But thank you.
Now we know it was an insensitive.
I may have used it.
Yeah, it was a real dick.
Sell it.
Yeah, I may have used it to fuel a fire, but that's fine. It provided me warmth that I appreciated.
Interesting that all of our threads of our lives have all passed through your hands.
It is interesting. We'd all sit around at the table over here. Just gotta wait for one more person.
I'm waiting outside. I'm watching to see who goes in. I'm waiting for these. I'm just like, I'm profiling everybody going in. And at some point, obviously I'm not going to have the right person. But I'd like to see if I can judge character well enough to guess that I'm at least following someone whose name is V in. And I'm gonna stop them either way and say, "Are you V?"
Do you?
And
Stop your fifth person.
So you stop an elf, a elf male that looks like they are of the ranger variety, has a bow on the back, a quiver. It looks pretty fancy, but you can tell it's like the cheap fancy, not the cheap fancy, the expensive fancy that's not useful at all. It's all for show. Long blonde hair, very, very extra pointy elfin ears, and almost golden eyes. Just looks at you. Well, I never. And then just walks in the tavern.
what's your name?
My name is Jeff.
And you just hear from inside the tavern, and everyone's at the table is like, "Oh, for fuck's sake! My name is Beldora, and I know that the four of you were some people that received a letter.
Who told you that?
I mean, the person that sent them out. Who do you think told me that?
I point to the elf that I followed in.
No, that's just a random. Look at his bow. He wouldn't be able to shoot a wolf with it. It'd break.
I wasn't aware. I was looking for a warrior, to be honest.
Well,
I bet his
mean,
name starts with V, though.
My name is
yeah,
Jeff.
might also start with E. Could also start with Q. Who knows?
I'm a pretty good judge of character.
I don't think judge of character has anything to do with the name, the way the name is spelled. But
You'd be surprised.
okay.
I consider myself quite the people.
Moving along.
Yeah.
Please keep this continuing, Beldora. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you very much for bringing us back. So you are all here today because you all are, well, you're all exceptional. You're a little bit of a cut above, and like, The person who gave you those letters is a pretty good judge of character. I know that for sure, and has handpicked a few people to potentially, and her tone gets very quiet, fight against the Frostmaiden. So I know it's a crazy thing. I don't understand why she picked you either.
It's a really good joke. It's a great
Yeah, no, that's sure. It's funny, hilarious. People dying and getting sacrificed is hilarious.
I mean, it's entertaining to choose a handful of, you know, basically average Joes to go against somebody powerful enough to cast Eternal Winter.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm just gonna say go fight her. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't have much to go on when I came here.
At the first, I mean, literally, all I'm going to ask as a start is just, you all seem like good people, and the 10 towns just in general could use some help with some things. I'm not here to be like, go kill a demigod. I'm here to be like, that might be the end goal. First off, this place is kind of shitty.
So you are saying go kill a demigod.
I said that might be the end goal.
Look.
Hey,
I know how these tricks work.
Literally the beginning, it's literally just help out the 10 towns. That's all we're asking. And if everything goes well, maybe you could help.
What about 10 towns need help with?
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is what I got to work with? And I like gesture towards the rest of the party.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's a guard.
I look over at Aionar and I'm like, I mean, between the two of us, there's at least 700 pounds of muscle here.
Easily.
Yeah, they stick out like a sore thumb.
You're not supposed to be hiding. You just, why do you? I mean, you can use some forms of stealth, but it's not like it's bad if they can beat someone up.
Well, Dora, I am not terribly surprised to see your hand involved in this. I've seen you around town a fair bit. Do you know who this V character is? Or did you just also receive a mysterious letter telling you to greet us all here?
She did say already that she's from that person, like that person sent her here. She said that, right?
Yeah. Let's say I heard. Yes. I've never met her face to face because she was wearing a mask because she didn't want to hide her. She's someone that hides her identity, but I have done I trust her.
So
she's done some really good things. And if you could maybe earn the 10 towns' trust, maybe that could help you do some things as well by helping them out.
I mean, I don't feel like my contributions thus far to 10 towns is insignificant.
They haven't been insignificant by any way, shape, or form. But hear me out. If you do it as a group, then people see you as a group. I understand it's a bit of a gamble. It's actually a huge gamble, but you know, when your back's against the wall, you gamble. Am I right, Vice?
I don't understand why your back would have to be against the wall, but sure. You can just gamble.
Do you understand?
You don't need a reason.
Oh, okay. You weren't saying you don't understand how my back is to the wall right now. I mean, like, look around you.
Like,
everything in this place has gone to shit. We're literally sacrificing people. We're having people die of cold, die of hunger, die of everything.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
I can't see the light of day. It's
people
depressing.
Murder goblins for sport.
Depression.
I really.
Not so much in Icewind Dale. We need the people.
This is true, but I mean, I'm just kind of used to sacrifice, so I'm sorry that I'm a bit desensitized to it. It is terrible, though.
It is terrible. What we're trying to do is
hunted down for sport sometimes.
That's depressing.
It is.
So
I think about it a lot.
if we're getting tasked with this, What?
We're starting really slow, like literally just helping out
Yeah.
the 10 towns, getting to feel. If any of you feel like this is too much and over your heads, all I ask you to do is just help out and see how it goes from there. You're all from here to some extent, or at least have lived here for a while, so help out your fellow 10 towners.
So, like, how?
Oh, I mean, I'll give you the information. I just need to have any.
What can you tell us about a first step? Because clearly this has to be a larger plan than send a bunch of moderately trained people against a demigod.
Yeah, I mean, there's much more planned there, but first we have to get your feet wet to like do this. So start you off what I've gathered here, because all beggars gather some information. But there's been a string of murders, one in East Haven, one in Targos, and one 3 days ago in Bryn Shandir here. Each victim was found with a dagger of ice through its heart. I've been doing a little research while I'm here, and I do have a potential lead if you would like to follow it. Sephek Kaltro works for a small traveling merchant company called Torgs. Really small. Even though you lived here, you might not know about it. Owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Torga Icevein. In other words, Sephek gets around. He's charming, makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard, so I'm guessing he's good with the blade. He can move, is what I'm saying, between each town pretty easily. His victim...
Was in these towns at the times of the murders?
From what I can tell, yes. I've been doing a lot of questioning people on Sephek. He does stand out, so people do remember him when they see him.
On a scale of like an 8th to 24, how strong does he look?
I'm not telling you that. He looks strong, but he's not. You're not getting that.
No, I don't. Yeah.
His victims come from the only 3 towns. You don't have that anymore. His victims come from the only 3 towns, the one that I mentioned, that sacrifice people to the Frostmaiden. Because, as you know, 3 of the towns do that. East Haven, Torga, or sorry, not East Haven. East Haven, Bryn Shandir, and Targos. Since they are the 3 biggest towns, so they have the people to spare. And she does air quotes with spare.
Are you saying that he is pro-Frostmaiden?
I'd say that he is. And from what I can tell, it's possible that his victims, it's all been on the nights of the new moon, or just after the nights of the new moon. So my guess is that the people who were drawing numbers and lost and got unlucky dodged it somehow, and Sephek has been doing the Frostmaiden's work. He's very pro-Frostmaiden. They do say some people are kissed by the Frostmaiden, which means that they have her blessing.
Shit,
Is that in quotes?
No, that's legit. It's called Kiss of the Frostmaiden. That's actually a thing.
Kiss?
That's negative 67 Celsius for the rest of the world.
I don't really like breaking the illusion, but as you probably can tell, I'm not really a beggar. I have V has put a price on this one specifically, 100 gold pieces to anyone that can get Sephek. I would preferably have you not involve the authorities. I know you're a soldier, but at the same time, then they might also sacrifice the people who, well, no, they can't because they're already dead. Hey, some of the authorities, some of the, we're making a bit of a bet here. We're having the soldier twins.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. That makes me feel a lot less safe to be doing the catching of a murderer without alerting the local authorities with a guard or 2 in tow.
It's not okay. So hear me out. You're not alerting the local authorities. You are the local authorities because you have 2 guardsmen. So there's no reason to alert anyone else.
The guardsman in the eye. Is he buying this?
can keep my secrets when required. And
No,
if,
no. I mean, like, are we the law? That's what I'm trying to discern here. Are you in on that? Are we the law?
I am the law, and I will happily deputize all of you.
I'm not so much talking. I'm
Can
just
you do
staring
that?
at you. What do you look like? Do you look confident in this, or do you look like what the fuck? I didn't. what do you look like? Give me your face.
Do an insight check.
With the
No, do an
with
insight check,
Beldor?
Rufus. Yeah. Just
You know what? I'll do an insight check, but Keegan, you answer because that's
Yeah.
who I'm.
Yeah.
I crit
With-
that. What do you?
I
What do you? How do
I
you
have
feel?
a great deal of confidence. If Beldora is essentially telling us that we're authorized to go murder some dude and it's a-okay, just don't alert the guards. I'm 100% down. I trust this lady.
Put my. I want to shake your hand. So I guess I'll. If we're gonna do this, that means I have to be able to trust you.
I take your hand in a big furry paw, give it a nice firm shake.
And
Nice to have you on board with us, Deputy Vince. Vice.
I
I'm Ralgar.
I'll do that later. I say okay. Well, it was nice meeting you. Are there any rules?
No, I mean the only thing is don't involve the local authorities because a lot of people here think that sacrificing is the way to go, so they might be opposed to taking out the person that forces the sacrifice to happen if they run away.
It's kind of like, if an eclipse comes by and you throw a virgin into a volcano, like the eclipse goes away, so you knew it worked, right? It's like same.
I
deal.
mean, that's
happens all the
literally
time.
cause and effect.
Like it didn't get colder yesterday and people got sacrificed, so like clearly it's working. That is the level of
The only way you could possibly interpret that?
Intellect that's going on here. Like,
No, I get it.
it's just as easy to say, like, well, if we didn't sacrifice somebody,
Okay, but here's
It's
where
the
your
same
story
thing.
falls apart.
Yeah, I
You did
wouldn't-
not
I
do
wouldn't,
something and
because
quantify that.
You're just gonna.
They did something and something happened. You're saying that something didn't happen because you didn't do something. That's not even real.
Where's
Okay,
that
are we killing
science?
people or not?
look, if a bugbear shits in the woods,
I think we should talk about philosophy for the next.
What about
13
falafel fee? This is a tavern.
They don't have falafels here. I checked.
Are you,
oh yeah, I did offer to buy everybody
Awesome
dinner.
selfish, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
How-
that's
how much
half
is
the
dinner
reason
and a
I'm
round
still
of
here.
drinks? Yeah.
2 silver, probably for the whole party.
Do they have falafel?
They do not.
No.
How are they gonna get
Never has it.
chickpeas? You wake up refreshed and ready for the next day. Hit that. There is a message though that she leaves. Says that the last place that you could find the caravan that you are looking for, Orga's caravan, was in Dugan's Hole. That's a
Sick.
name.
I don't know if I want to go there.
Yeah. You know what?
Why is there a caravan or Dugan's Hole?
I think we just call this whole thing off right now.
More importantly, is Dugan okay?
Yeah. How's Dugan?
I don't
He's-
think he took it at all. I think
I
it
think
took
he
him.
needs a long rest.
It's a very small town. That you would have known is near Goodmead. Now you can all see it. You do make your way, if you guys would like to make your way out of the inn, or you can stay there for pretty much as long as you want. You can just spend days at the inn, hanging out.
We're trying to figure out a rescue plan for Dugan before we leave. It's like 3 weeks here. A sacrifice has already happened. And then we leave.
Well, then the caravan might move.
We're still rescuing Dugan though, right?
Okay. So
So, is this would this be possible, or is that just like probably gonna die?
That is definitely more problematic.
Is that a known thing, or is that metagame?
It's known that the roads are the safest way to get around. 3 stocky figures bundled in cold weather garb stumble towards you as you're close to the east gate. They have snowshoes slung over their backs and ice picks fastened to their belt, and 2 of them have thick beards. The third holds up a gloved hand and says through a thick wool scarf in a raspy voice, "Well met. I'm Haruna, and these are my friends Korix and Stored. We need help, and you look capable."
I look around and oh yeah.
It's just classic pre-written adventure D&D.
Help with what?
What seems
How
to be
you
the
deal
problem?
Can I ask how highwaymen these gentlemen look?
They don't look like highwaymen at all.
Alright, so my predisposition to knocking some heads is lowered then.
And when asked we're the survivors are a group of dwarves tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to Bryn Shander. Here.
You made it.
A Yeti, not with the ingots. If you look behind us, there's no shipment.
Oh shit! Yeah. No. Okay.
A Yeti surprised us and killed a member of our group. The rest of us fled as the Yeti tore Ubak limb from limb. Now we need someone to go back and get the sled for us. As payment, we offer you a gemstone worth 50 gold pieces and the friendship of the dwarves of Icewind Dale. Because, also some snowshoes. That sounds
Actually, yes, those might fit me.
good.
What did
your
you-
child size would for sure.
A little bit rude.
What did you do to the Yetis to make them attack you?
Didn't do anything. We literally were just going through. We were just going through the thing. The Yetis just went for us. They're probably just extra hungry. Like, I'm not saying anything. Oh, you did kill my friend. Like, I'm a little bit against the Yetis, but in general, like, they're just kind of living out there, sure. But if they get hungry, they do eat people. I was hungry. And we're food? I mean, is that a crime to be just in existence?
Sage could offer them some food. Maybe, wouldn't have gone as poorly.
I mean, you don't so much as offer a Yeti food, they take food. And if it tends to be a person, then that's
My
it.
extensive knowledge of Yetis says that yes, they generally eat what's available.
Yeah. And it was my friend's arms and internal organs.
That doesn't sound like.
Wait, in that order? Because that actually is a little bit strange. Normally it's arms, legs, internal organs.
I didn't see the rest.
Oh.
You notice right now that she has no right ear and 2 fingers are missing as well. One of her friends behind her has lost 3 fingers, 2 toes, and his nose, all frostbite lost. And one of them is constantly looking at the sky, scared.
I'm gonna look at the sky.
It's
I don't look scared yet.
it's really cold and
Looking at the
snowy.
sky, scared. Are they withholding information from us?
You need an insight check.
I have a gut feeling, but nothing to act on.
Damn it.
You can't read them either way.
Why is he? What's he afraid of? Well, like,
And
why
she
does he look
whispers it as to
disturbed?
not. He's, I don't know if when he was young or something happened with a dragon, but he keeps looking at the sky and keeps talking about dragons are gonna come down from the sky and dragons are scary. Don't get me wrong, but since he was a kid.
Guys, look, we gotta get to Dugan's Hole. I don't believe this guy, and I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I've got 100% read on this guy. I wouldn't even say I've got a 50% read on this guy, but my gut says I don't even want to go to Dugan's Hole. I didn't even want to help the cities to begin with, but I think that we have enough shit to do, and right now we don't need to add more to that.
I am gonna say that I'm
Look, you don't have to take the job if you want,
road's safe
but
and the city's safe, and I gotta be honest. I think you guys made a really unfortunate decision.
So Amir, you're not gonna help.
I think you should continue on to Bryn Shander and see who you can hire on to help.
Oh, this is happening at the gates of Bryn Shander.
Yeah.
Like, they're at Bryn Shander.
Yeah. Unless
sure.
it completely busts up the story,
No,
I don't think I would.
You don't
do
have
it.
to do anything you don't want to do.
But that being said, the other characters could convince me if they really wanted to go.
I would say our beggar friend, I forget her name, did tell us we
Balatro.
find
Balatra?
anyone that needed help that would help the 10 towns to help them. But
Did she say that?
something like that.
I actually literally.
Beldora.
Eldora.
She said to help out the 10 towns. So it's up to you how you interpret that.
Iron would help the 10 towns.
Well, we know
Or at
that
least
what
the
we
one
have to
town of-
do is in Dugan's Hole. This is a separate thing that is also like an overarching side quest of the main objective. But like, I think this is going to be a campaign where this is going to happen a lot, and if we do this, it's not that we can't do the next thing, but it's going to change what happens to the next thing.
Alright.
And we may come back to this town, and there may be consequences to not doing this.
Dwarves, how about this? We'll help you. You have to hire us a sled dog so that we don't lose a substantial amount of time.
Do not have the money to hire you a sled dog. I'm so sorry. There is
Even after selling the iron?
no way. I don't have the capital to buy it in the first place. Selling the iron, sure, but I cannot buy you a sled dog.
I
That's
didn't say
20
buy.
gold per person. That's 80 gold total plus the dogs.
I said hire us.
So I can't even, what I'm saying is I can't even hire you those to get out there. I don't have the capital to even buy that on me.
Not even to get out there. We get it back to Bryn Sander.
Hire you a sled dog.
Hire us a sled dog to get us.
Oh God,
As
how
far
many
as
iron
we-
pieces were on? It's worth it, because at least it won't be a completely failed job, and I'd appreciate it if you do. Hey, it's obviously it's up to you. I can go ask around some more if you would like, or as far as see if I can find someone else. But
We killing the Yeti today?
I wouldn't
reason
kill
I
the
don't
Yeti.
think
I'd just say
so-
get the iron ingots back.
Is because it doesn't matter if we have the sled dogs or not. We're going out of our way, and it's where we're going is further than where we would go to start. So like, there's no way we could make up the time.
Yes. We won't lose as much time if we have sled dogs. It's a
What if we
concession.
took the sled dogs straight down? So let's
Okay.
get the iron.